The UN has warned of, quote, catastrophic human suffering unfolding in northern Syria. People are fleeing as the government and its ally, Russia, target the last rebel stronghold. More than 800,000 people have fled their homes in Idleb and Aleppo since the beginning of December, as Syrian government forces and their allies advance further west. The western Aleppo area is seeing the worst of the bombardment. 250,000 people have now fled to northern Aleppo. Another 550,000 have moved within the Idlib area. And the UN is warning the humanitarian situation is now past a breaking point. David Swanson is the regional spokesman for the Syrian Crisis at the UN Humanitarian Office. He joins us on Skype from Gaziantep on the Turkey-Syria border. David Swanson, so many people on the move. Where are they going?
Well, tragically, Idlib today has become the very epicenter of human suffering in the world today. What we're seeing right now is since December 1st, approximately 900,000 people have become newly displaced. The vast majority of them, upwards of 80% of them, women and children. Most of these people at this moment are now being corralled into an increasingly smaller territory of land close to the Turkish border. More than half of the people that are displaced are actually children.
Is there anything short of a full, immediate ceasefire that can improve the situation for them?
That would be first and foremost on the wishes of all humanitarians working on this response effort. The situation on the ground is absolutely desperate, and we are calling on the part of the UN and the broader humanitarian community for an immediate ceasefire to mitigate the suffering of the people in northwest Syria today.
Half the people in that region were displaced anyway, so how can the authorities cope, if at all?
Well, we are trying our best to provide relief, but we are completely overwhelmed. The relief effort is fully underway, but in an incredibly challenging work environment. Many of the people that we work with thousands of aid workers on the ground, but many of the Syrian aid workers we have been working with, they themselves have been caught up in the violence. They themselves have been displaced. That being said, we continue to bring assistance through the cross-border operation out of Turkey. This month alone, in the month of February, more than 645 trucks have passed through the two border crossings from Turkey into Syria, providing vital life-saving assistance to more than 1.2 million people in need. This follows January figures in which more than 1,200 trucks proceeded into northwest Syria in what has fast become the largest cross-border delivery in a singular month since the cross-border operation began in 2014.
There were peripheral talks earlier this week, in Moscow. Did anything come out of those discussions to give you any sense of hope at all?
Difficult situation to gauge. As humanitarians, all we can hope and all we can pray for is that this situation comes to an neat end. The people of Syria have suffered way too long, and the situation on the ground is becoming increasingly desperate. We have bitter cold temperatures. We have women and children walking at night in nothing but their bare clothes. The situation couldn't be any worse on the ground, and we can only hope that all parties to the conflict bring about an end to this violence.
David Swanson, thank you.